If you just recently heard about buy here, pay here dealerships in California, but don't really know what they are, then this is for you. Being the smart cookie that you are, you want to make sure that you understand things first. You're not just going to jump off the mountain just because your fellow lemurs are telling you to, are you? Nah, that's why you're here. Let's figure this out. What's going on, my beautiful people? My name is Mark Beneke, a proud member of the Westland Auto team. I've been in the car industry for nearly 20 years now, specifically in the buy here, pay here world, and I want to share what I've learned over the years with you. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down what a buy here, pay here dealership in California is, what you might expect when you go to one, and how it may differ from other states. By the end of the video, you should know what a buy here, pay here dealership is, the process you'd be taken through when you visit one from beginning to end, the regulations, protections, and requirements that buy here, pay here dealerships need to have in California that differ from other states, and a good enough understanding of buy here, pay here that you'd be able to use to determine if it's the right route for you. Ready? What a buy here, pay here dealership is. To figure out what this type of dealership is, you first have to understand what buy here, pay here even is. Buy here, pay here is a form of financing done directly through the dealership. There's no banks, no credit unions, no third-party lenders. It's all between you and them. They are both the provider of the car and the loan, hence the name buy here, pay here. Plus the long-ass list of nicknames that are attached to it too. They're like the Transformer of dealerships. They're able to adapt to everything that the Decepticons throw at them. Oh man, that was bad. The majority of buy here, pay here dealerships also keep all of their work in-house, meaning that they take care of all of the repairs, the warranties, the sales, the calls, everything. And their approvals are not based off of your credit score. So you could have no credit, the lowest of the low, or a really great credit score, and you would still be able to get approved through them. So let's take a look at the process that you might expect when you show up to one. When you show up to an in-house financing dealership, you'll most likely have a rep ask you some key questions to figure out your situation. Once they see that what they provide would actually be a good fit for you, they'll move on to the application. The app will be taken into underwriting, where they might need some additional information to make sure that they can tailor the entire financing to your specific needs. Once they have that, they're going to find all of the vehicle options that they have that are going to be the best fit for you.
Not going to be here tomorrow, I'll tell you that much.
With the car picked out, now it's just a matter of making sure that the term actually works for you. Term settled, then now you just have to put a down payment and sign on the dotted line. But if they're anything like our buy here, pay here dealership, then they're going to do something else as well. They're going to take you through a session of expectations and clarification. In other words, re-explain what we hope to be able to help you accomplish through our program, the exact process you'll be taken through while you're in the program, the best practices that you can adopt to make sure that you have the highest chances of succeeding through it, what we expect from you and what you should expect from us. And then we'll thoroughly review all of the terms and paperwork with you to make sure that you fully understood everything and there's no confusion at any point. From there, you get to drive home. And instead of having to deal with some mysterious bank or lender that you don't know where they're at,
Who the f is this guy? Who the f are you?
You get to interact with the very same people that you interacted with here. Pretty cool, right? So that brings us to how buy here, pay here dealerships in California differ from other states. This is a bit of a two-sided question. How they're different from other states and how they're different amongst themselves within the same state. So let's start with how they're different from other states. As many of you might know, California is one of the most heavily regulated states.
What the f are you talking about?
And because of that, so are our dealerships. So the first thing that comes up is consumer protection. California dealerships need to abide by consumer protection laws. For example, the California Consumer Privacy Act. It requires for us to safeguard your personal information and also let you know what we collect about you, how we use it, and also give you the right to have us delete it upon your request, with some exceptions. We're also required to provide you a contract cancellation option agreement. This is where you're given the option to pay a certain amount, drive the vehicle for the next 2 days up to 250 miles, and be able to return it if you don't like it. Actually, even if you do like it, but you just decide you don't want it. And there's some repossession laws that differ quite a bit from other states. For example, some of you might not know this, but if you are just a single day late, your car can be repossessed the next day. However, you also have to be given a reinstatement period that allows you to be able to get the vehicle back if it's your first repossession. This means paying whatever you're behind, plus any fees associated with the repossession. We're also regulated by how payments and late fees can be structured. Every single vehicle that we sell also needs to get smogged, unless it's not required due to the type of vehicle or the year. And we also have to provide you a 30-day warranty on all of our vehicles, which our dealership was doing way before that came through. The second part of everything is the disclosure requirements. There are more than a few things that we need to disclose to everyone as well. A Spanish language disclosure is needed alongside the contract and other important paperwork in Spanish in the event that the majority of the transaction was conducted in Spanish. And the California used car rule requires for us to have disclosures on any warranties that we provide, as well as provide you a vehicle history report. And that brings us to one of my favorites, licensing. Because we also can't just decide that we'll become a dealership just for the of it. We've got to get some schooling, some training, certifications, licenses, reschooling, retraining. To even be in business, we have to get occupational licensing that's provided by the DMV. You know, the place where you stand in line for 3 hours only to be told that they lost your paperwork and now you need to redo it all and then stand in line again for another 3 hours hoping that they didn't lose it again. This place! You know the place. We also have to have a bond of at least $50,000. We need a physical location with a working phone number that has both been inspected and approved. Oh, and we also need to complete a pre-licensing education before they ever even issue us the license to operate. Sounds like we got a lot of hoops to jump through, huh? And for good reason. It's to protect you as much as possible by weeding out all of the ones that have no intention of being a legitimate business that truly cares about taking care of their clientele.
Get the out of here!
Now, talking about taking care of people, I have a tiny favor that I'd like to ask your help with. All of us here at Westland have seen how destructive not getting in control of your credit and your money can be to your life. We feel that it's our duty to try to help anybody who is ready for our help. Our Drive and Thrive program provided through our Buy Here, Pay Here financing focuses not just on providing our members with a safe and reliable vehicle, but a car that will allow them to stay on the road and focus on using the tools that we provide them to not only learn about building credit and money skills, but also implement the step-by-step guide that we provide them to make a true impact in their life. So if you're in the Fresno area and know somebody that could use our services, all I ask is that you be kind to them by letting them know about us. Not only would you be rewarded for it, but you would also be helping somebody better their future. And if you're not in the Fresno area, then all I ask is that you be kind to someone, anyone today. It doesn't even have to be a grand gesture. Something as small as just saying, "Have a nice day" to a stranger can go a very long way. Thanks. Now let's sum up what we have so far to make sure that it sticks. Buy Here, Pay Here is a form of financing where the dealership provides you the car and the loan for that car themselves. You make your payments directly to them without the involvement of outside lenders or banks. When you go to them, the process that they'll typically take is assessing your situation first to figure out the best possible options for you. A Buy Here, Pay Here dealership in California is heavily regulated and has to meet a lot of requirements before they even have the opportunity to open up, as well as continued education and inspections to make sure that they can continue operating in the state. This is all to protect you. And yet, there's still some huge differences in the way that they operate, even in the same state. Some of them are great. Others are terrible. So it's probably leaving you with a big question. How is it that there can be such big differences from one Buy Here, Pay Here to another if we're all required to abide by the exact same rules? Well, it's kind of like if you and I lived in the same apartment complex.
Good morning, my neighbors! You too!
You have to follow the exact same rules that I would, but that doesn't mean that you're anything like me, right? There are really great Buy Here, Pay Here's out there that are truly in it for their clients and want to make a major impact in their lives. There are also mediocre ones that are acceptable, passable, but they make it a little bit hard for you because you got to learn how to maneuver through their kinks that they haven't fine-tuned. And then there are the downright horrible ones that you need to stay away from. Each of them has big flags that if you know what you're looking for, can help you easily spot them. The types of cars, their approval process, the onboarding, the staff. The point is that there are big differences that set each of them apart. And if you learn to spot them, it can guarantee that you are always getting the best. So in order to learn how to spot the big red flags of a bad Buy Here, Pay Here dealer, check out this video right here. And If you'd like to figure out first if Buy Here Pay Here dealerships are even the best option for you, then check out this one right here. And don't worry, you don't have to pick one or the other. They're both gonna help you tremendously. Thanks, and I'll see you there. Okay, bye!